Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. We're Hey there, hikers! Adam Hoyt here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm double dipping again. I can't just get enough of these New Hampshire hiking lists, so for today's hike I picked one that we can count for both the 52 with a view and the terrifying 25. So today we're gonna go check out Mount Morgan near Squam Lake. But hey, what are we still sitting around here for? Let's go!
What?
Oh boy. Oh boy. And welcome back. That was Mount Morgan. What did you think of that? That's another great one where we can check off both a 52 with a view and, if you do that ladder route, a terrifying 25. But hey, that was a lot of fun. Let's go get into the guide. So I found Mount Morgan to be a rather a nice moderate hike. I started off from the parking lot area and followed the Mount Morgan trail for basically the majority of the way. It was just some nice, easy walking through the trees. There was like one little rock wall that I kind of walked through, which was a little interesting. And then it does get a tiny bit steeper, but not even that steep as you make your way up to the fork in the trail, which brings us to the Crawford Ridgepole Trail. That's where you meet up and you kind of go along the ridge, and it's very not steep by that point. And then once you walk along the ridge for a little way, you come across basically the main reason a lot of people hike this trail are the Mount Morgan ladders. You can easily see the ladders. There's 3 of them. They're described to me as rickety. Okay. To be honest, I kind of was a little disappointed. I thought the ladders would be even more rickety than they were. I found them rather sturdy, holding onto them, so that maybe lessened my terrifiedness in regards to this list of it being on the terrifying 25. But to be fair, in between ladders 2 and 3, it's kind of, you have to do this like sideways motion with your legs to go from one ladder to the other, so that was the most precarious portion of that whole section. Oh, and then as a bonus, the 3rd ladder has not full rungs, it just has some little foothold areas, which makes it a little trickier going up that one. And then once you get to the top of it, I hadn't heard about this earlier, but there's a cave right at the top, so once you get off the ladders, you then are like, boom, you gotta sneak through a cave, and once you get on the other side of the cave, you're treated to your first view of Squam Lake of the whole hike, which is quite the view to be had. Then you have to do a little rock scrambling on top of that, on top of the cave you were just in, which I found rather fun, and I had not been expecting. And then after you do the final rock scramble on top of the cave, you've basically made it to the Mount Morgan summit. That's where you get the best view of Squam Lake and all the surrounding mountains. There's several different ranges within view, and it's just, I can understand why they added this to the 52 with the view. You just sit here and you take in, you can even see all the way to Lake Winnipesaukee if you're lucky, but it is quite the sight to see the snaky sections of the lake splayed out in front of you, and I had a really good time relaxing and sitting there after Mount Morgan. So notes for this trail. The parking lots fill up quickly. There are two, one on the other side of the street and one on this street. The parking lots are not very big, and there's not a lot of street parking near the trailhead, so make sure you get here early for these two. They both filled up the day that I got there, so you definitely want to watch out for that. So I found the trail very well marked when I went. There were yellow blazes all around on the different trees. There were even yellow cards attached to some of the trees, and at all the major trail junctures they had very nice signs pointing you in the correct directions that you should be going. And the trail itself is rather obvious as you're going, so I view getting lost as not that big a deal on this trail. You should be able to easily follow along. So for those of you who are a little faint at heart and don't want to scramble up the 3 ladders to get that credit for the terrifying 25, there is an alternate path that takes you around to get to the summit of Mount Morgan as well. So you don't have to take the ladders if you don't want to. I ran across a few people who made an attempt and then ended up having to go the long way around. Especially, some people brought their dogs. The dogs could not go up the ladder. They almost tried though, but there is a nice way for you to walk around. And one last note on the ladders. As some of you maybe already figured out by this point, I had to ascend and descend those ladders quite a few times to get all the footage that I needed, and I can confirm that descending those ladders is indeed worse than climbing the ladders. It's still not as scary as I was expecting, but 100% worse going down than coming up. So if you're gonna do them, I recommend going them on the way up and then taking the alternate path on the way down. But hey, if you really wanna be a true terrifying 25, do them up and down. Knock yourself out. Oh, I almost forgot, you can combine this mountain with Mount Percival in a nice 5-mile round trip loop. I did not do this time, I just did my out and back of Mount Morgan, but that's another popular route to do, is the full 5-mile loop where you combine Mount Morgan and Mount Percival. So when it comes for my difficulty ranking for this trail, it's a very standard trail, rather moderate hike. I'd call it off the beaten path. It's not that difficult, the main part of the trail. The one trickiest part of it is the ladders, which is very short. You don't even have to do them if you don't want to. So if you're just trying to get to the top of Mount Morgan for the 52 with the view, I would call it a off the beaten path. And if you take the ladders, maybe we bump it up once more to a road less traveled if we want to be generous, but I don't believe that's a big factor. It should not dissuade you from coming and checking this trail out at all. So when it comes to my review, I'd say yes, I'd recommend this mountain. It was right there in the Lakes region, a nice little jot up. It was fun climbing on the ladders, doubly so if you're combining it with Mount Percival. You really get 252 with the view bang for your buck with that one, and another terrifying 25 over there, but not to get ahead of ourselves. We'll get to that one at some point, but I would definitely recommend this trail. It's a great view to take in, and now we know what I thought. What did you guys think? Let me know what you thought of the trail in the comments down below. Always keep giving me those suggestions on where I should be going next. If you are inspired to do the trail, I of course always included my link to a custom all trails map that I made with tips and notes and pictures so that you can do the trail yourself down below. And of course I also included links to all the gear that made this video possible also in the description down below. In the end, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and turn on that bell for notifications. Do all those things that you would do so that you can stay informed of all the new videos that I'll be doing next. That's it for me. I'll catch you in the next one. 100%, that can't be the trail. Shoots and ladders. Oh. How's my butt? You like that view?